Facebook is live. Oh, we live? Okay, we're live. Heads up. Move, move. Okay, let's make sure everything's working on the... Okay, looks like we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Twitch is sending data. Just check Twitch. Sometimes Twitch takes a while to respond back. To restream. What's up, y'all? How you guys doing? We're going to be doing a little podcast on Jesus Allin today. This is the second episode of the podcast. I got two people on Instagram. Looks like Twitch is live. Cool. Right on, y'all. Okay. We're all online. Let's get started. Cool. What's up, everybody? My name is Dan Rohde. I'm in the band Oreja. We're from Austin, Texas. I do a weekly podcast every Monday at 5:30. We talk about rock and roll stories. Basically, that's what the theme of the podcast is. Today we're doing Jesus Allin. He's pretty notorious punk rock and roll legend. A lot of people hate him. Some people love him. Some people worship him. He's just a man, but he has one hell of a story. So let's just go right into it. I'm going to go to like a little bit of an intro for you. Kevin Michael G.G. Allin, born Jesus Christ Allin, August 29th of 1956, was an American punk rock musician and songwriter who performed and recorded with many groups during his career. Allin was best known for his controversial live performances, which often featured transgressive acts, including self-mutilation and assaulting audience members, for which he was arrested and imprisoned on multiple occasions. AllMusic called him the most spectacular degenerate in rock and roll history, while G4 TV's That's Tough TV show labeled him the toughest rock star in the world. Known more for his notorious stage antics than for his music, Allin recorded prolifically, not only in the punk rock genre, but also in spoken word, country, and more traditional style rock. His lyrics often express themes of violence and misanthropy, polarizing listeners and created varied opinions of him within the highly politicized punk community. Allin's music was often poorly recorded and produced, given limited distribution, and met with mostly negative reviews from critics. So we're going to get, just saw you guys last week, amazing music, really completed the Austin scene. Hey, thanks, Maine, I appreciate that, man. We're playing more shows. Be sure to check the Instagram page. I put up the flyers. Looks like we got a couple viewers on, one viewer on Twitch, one viewer on Facebook. If you guys got a chat, if you want to ask any questions about something you want to search on Jesus Allin or a possible topic for next week, let me know. Hopefully all y'all doing okay. Good to see ya. Just wave hi to both of those people. All right, cool. Right on. So yeah, if you guys got questions, comments, let me know in the chat. I got it up on the side screen here, so I can definitely read them and respond to you as quickly as I possibly can. Okay, let's go into his early life. I'm gonna drink real quick too. Allin was born Jesus Christ Allin at Weeks Memorial Hospital in Lancaster, New Hampshire. Hey Troy, hey Team Tracks, what's up, Remy? Hi Troy, how you guys doing? If you wanna ask any questions, we're talking about Jesus Allin. Allin was born Jesus Christ Allin at Weeks Memorial Hospital in Lancaster, New Hampshire, the younger of two sons born to Merle Colby Allin Sr. and Arleta Gunther. He was given this name because his father told his wife that Jesus Christ had visited him and told him that his newborn son would be a great man in the vein of the Messiah. So right out of the gate, Gigi had a pretty troubled childhood. During early childhood, Allin's older brother, Merle Jr., was unable to pronounce Jesus properly and called him JJ, spelled Jeje, which became Gigi. Allen's family lived in a log cabin with no running water or electricity in Grovetown, New Hampshire. His father was an abusive religious fanatic who who threatened his family with death, digging graves in their cellar, and threatening to fill them in the near future. Oh my God. It's already getting good. In an essay titled The First 10 Years, Allin wrote that Merle Sr. wanted to kill his family in a murder-suicide. He despised pleasure and allowed his family very little contact with others. They lived a primitive existence and were more like prisoners than a family. Allin also stated that his mother attempted to escape before she filed for divorce, but Merle Sr. thwarted the attempt by kidnapping Allin. Oh my God. So he had a troubled life. Allin said that he was, what up from Oklahoma? I'm not a fan of G.G. Allin. I am just intrigued by him. I think the things he did were awful, but I also just think that his story is really interesting about how somebody could become that. What up from Oklahoma? What's up, Connor? How's it going, man? Glad you're here. Appreciate you. We're here. We're down here in Austin, Texas. Actually, Troy is going to be playing drums with us at Blind Pig tomorrow night. Blind Pig Pub on 6th Street, Austin, Texas. Okay. Where was I? Oh, in 1961, Arletta filed for divorce. Oh, yeah. Okay. They lived primitive existence and were more like prisoners. Allin said that in 1961, Arletta filed for divorce from Merle Sr. as his mental instability was worsening. Allin and his brother were from that time raised by their mother and stepfather and settled in East St. Johnsbury, Vermont. In 1966, Arletta changed her younger son's legal name to Kevin Michael Allin on March 2nd, 1962, during his first year of schooling. Arletta had allowed his birth name to stand until this point and finally changed it to give her son a chance of a mockery-free childhood. Imagine that. Imagine going to school and being named Jesus Christ. Like, I never really thought much about the history of poop. Well, yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the poop, believe me. That's part of the story. Allin, a poor student, was placed in special education classes and required to repeat the third grade. According to his older brother, he experienced bullying by fellow students for nonconformity. In his second year of high school, he began attending school cross-dressed, which he said was inspired by the New York Dolls, another punk band, or proto-punk, probably punk band. When asked about his childhood, Allin said that it was very chaotic, full of chances and danger. We sold drugs, stole, broke into houses, did whatever we wanted for the most part, including all the bands we played in. People even hated us back then. Right on, man. See you, Troy. Early years. Okay, so now we're starting to get in the music portion of Gigi's life. In the early years, Allin's earliest musical influences were the 1960s British invasion bands like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Dave Clark Five. In the early 1970s, Alice Cooper became an important influence on Allin. Allin's earliest recorded musical endeavors were as a drummer. He also wrote most of his songs on acoustic guitar. In his mid-teens, he and his older brother Merle, who plays bass guitar, formed their first band, Little Sisters Date, which lasted a little over a year. The group covered songs by Aerosmith, Kiss, and other popular rock bands of the time period. Both Allin and Merle gained a strong interest in punk rock. The Ramones and the Stooges were major influences on Allin. Alright, let's keep it going. People still hanging out. What's up, guys? How you doing? Got 3 on Facebook, 1 on Twitch, nobody on YouTube, but that's okay. We'll keep it going. Hope if you guys got questions or you want me to go into detail about something. How did G.G. Allin influence me to play music? I wouldn't say he influenced me, I was I always loved rock and roll stories. Like that's kind of why I'm doing this podcast. Um, the reason I find G.G. Allin disgusting in a lot of ways, but I also am intrigued by him, like of like the way he kind of like just how like his upbringing and like the circles he ran through, like all these things like kind of catered to this weird persona, and he like kind of embraced it, and people kind of fed into it, and I think like the like kind of like the mythos of G.G. Allin is intriguing to me. Saw you guys play the Blind Pig last month when I was on vacation with my girlfriend in Austin. Great time and great music. Thanks, Connor. Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna try to do some more like live streams of our gigs too. This is kind of just like a Monday thing. I don't got much going on, dude. I hope I see you soon. We'll definitely come to Oklahoma someday. Where was I? In September 1977 to 1984, he started fronting the Jabbers. Allin's 1980 debut album was Always Was, Is and Always Shall Be for Orange Records. In addition to singing, he played drums on most tracks. It would be reissued for the first time on CD in 1995 by Halicon imprint. At one point, industry veteran and the Dead Boys producer Genya Ravan served as his manager. Tension with the Jabbers mounted as Allin grew uncontrollable, uncompromising, and vicious. The Jabbers disbanded the spring 1984. Their second to the last show was opening for Charged GBH. All right, we're almost done with this. This is the early years. Allin fronted many acts during the early to mid 80s, and this includes albums from the Cedar Street Sluts, the Scum Fucks in 1982, and the Texas Nazis in 1985. Allin remained in the underground hardcore scene, yet was not part of the East Coast hardcore scene. His performances in Manchester, New Hampshire with the Cedar Street Sluts earned him the nickname of the Madman of Manchester. He was already his whole music career, he's just gaining this notorious persona, which that's kind of why I find him interesting. Allin gained wider attention with the Royer cassette-only release of the Hated in the Nation. Cassette-only release Hated in the Nation by ROIR, containing tracks from Allin's out-of-print catalog with the Jabbers, the Scum Fucks, and the Cedar Street Sluts. The tape also featured several in-studio and in-concert recordings with an all-star band assembled by producer Maximum Rock and Roll and early Allin patron Michael Board. This band featured Jay Massis of Dinosaur Jr. on lead guitar and Bong Water record producer and musician Mark Kramer on bass. Alright, so here's this next section is where we start to see how crazy this man became. By the mid to late 1980s, Allin was an alcoholic and generally abused any intoxicants provided to him. Allin first defecated... Okay. I knew we were going to talk about poop eventually. We're talking about poop. Here we go. It's poop time, guys. Allin first defecated on stage in 1985 at a show in Peoria, Illinois. Yeah, that's pretty far, not very far from where I grew up. I'm from Springfield, Illinois originally. It's about an hour and a half away. According to fellow performer Bloody Mess, I was with him when he bought the X-Lax. Unfortunately, he ate it hours before the show, so he constantly had to hold it in, or he would have shit before he got on stage. After he shit on stage, complete chaos broke out in the hall. All of the old men in charge of the hall went fucking nuts. Hundreds of confused punks were flipping out, running out the door because the smell was incredible. Defecation became a regular part of his stage act. Allin... Yep. Yes. All right. More poop. That was the first poop talk. Here we go. Let's keep it going. Allin idolized country music legend Hank Williams and saw himself as a kindred spirit. Both were relative loners and outsiders. Both were habitual users of intoxicants. Both lived with few, if any, possessions, and both traveled the country relentlessly. Allin's acoustic output, documented on the EP The Troubled Troubadour, was heavily influenced by Williams. He recorded his own rewrites of Hank Williams Jr.'s Family Tradition and David Allan Coe's Long-Haired Redneck, calling his own versions Scumfuck Tradition and Outlaw Scumfuck. Pretty creative, man. He's a lyricist, for sure. Later, Allin also released another country album called Carnival of Excess, his most refined record. During this period, Allin collaborated with Bulge, also known as Psycho under a different name, on the album Freaks, Faggots, Drunks, and Junkies. Don't cancel me. I'm just reading what's in front of me. The AIDS Brigade, the 7-inch EP Expose Yourself to Kids. Also, don't cancel me. I'm just reading this. I do not do that. And the Holly Men, You Give Love a Bad Name. Allin also began performing many spoken word pieces. Video footage of these... Connor. Did you like the poop? What was your favorite part so far, Connor? Appreciate the laughs. By this point, Allin's performances... Where was I? During this period, Allin collaborated with Bulge. Allin also began performing many spoken word pieces. Video footage of these is available but very rare. Unwilling to seek steady employment, Allin supported himself by selling his own records. Allin was also fascinated with serial killers. The X-Lax before stage holding. Me too, man. I have not read this before, and it caught me off guard when I wrote it. Allin was also fascinated with serial killers. He wrote to and visited John Wayne Gacy in prison a number of times, and Gacy painted a portrait of Allin, which became the album cover to the soundtrack of the film Hated, G.G. Allin and the Murder Junkies. That was his final film. It was more of a documentary biography type thing. By this point, Allin's performances, which often resulted in considerable damage to venues and sound equipment, were regularly stopped by police or venue owners after only a few songs. Allin was charged with assault and battery or indecent exposure a number of times. He's like, if you see videos of him, he's like almost always in the nude and covered in poop and blood. Like that's like almost every show. Even the spoken words, like he'll just like take his clothes off and like I saw one where he was doing a spoken word poetry thing and he took a beer can, shredded it in half, and started like slicing his chest open. He's a pretty crazy guy. Allin was charged with assault and battery or indecent exposure a number of times. His constant touring was only stopped by jail time or by long hospital stays for broken bones, blood poisoning, and other physical trauma. Another attraction to Allin performances was his continual threats of suicide. In 1989, Allin wrote to Maximum Rock and Roll stating that he would commit suicide on stage on Halloween 1989. However, he was in jail when that day came. Too bad. I guess he just didn't make it. He continued his threat each following year, but ended up in prison each following Halloween. When asked why he did not follow through with his threats, Allin stated, "With Gigi, you don't get what you expect. You get what you deserve." Whatever that means. He also stated that suicide should only be done when one had reached one's peak, meaning the afterlife at one's strongest point and not at one's weakest. Okay, so he hasn't peaked yet. In June 1993, Allin made an appearance on the Jane Whitney Show. This interview is infamous for being his last interview and for Allin's aggression towards the audience. Allin openly stated that he would commit suicide and take his fans with him. When questioned by Jane, he clarified that he would make them commit suicide as well or he would kill them. Allin also stated that at 35 he could sleep with 12, 13, and 16-year-old girls, boys, and animals, and claimed that he raped both women and men at his concerts. So, yeah, he's not the best dude, really. He probably should have been in a mental institution of some sort. He had a bad childhood, and people teased him, and it was bad. It was bad for him. In 1989, in the late 1989, Allin was arrested and charged with assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, of a female acquaintance in Ann Arbor, Michigan. In a psychological evaluation made as part of the trial, Allin was judged as having at least average intelligence and was described as courteous, cooperative, and candid. The unnamed evaluator noted that Allin did not appear psychotic and seemed comfortable with his unorthodox lifestyle. However, the evaluator asserted Allin was dependent on alcohol and had a mixed personality disorder with narcissistic, borderline, and masochistic features. Allin initially denied the charges, claiming that the woman was a willing participant in their sexual activities. Allin admitted to cutting her, burning her, and drinking her blood, but insisted that she did the same thing to him. Allin also claimed that inconsistencies in the woman's statements to authorities supported his assertions. The judge in the case agreed that there were substantial inconsistencies in the woman's account. Ultimately, however, Allin plea bargained to reduce the charge of felonious assault, and he was imprisoned from December 25th, 1989 to March 26th, 1991. It was during this time of prison that Allin began feeling re-energized about his life and mission, and he wrote the G.G. Allin Manifesto during this period. We'll take a look at that too. I'm going to search for G.G. Allin Manifesto while we're working here. Hope y'all are enjoying this. If you got questions or comments, let me know. We do a different rock and roll story every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Central. I kind of just, this is fun for me. I think there's people that are interested. Oh. Huh. Is the full book online for free? Wow. Cool, I found it. All right, so we're going to finish this one, and then we're going to read the G.G. Allin Manifesto. This is great. All right, cool. This is interesting. Okay. Okay, hated documentary and final days. After his release from prison, Allin skipped parole to go on another tour, footage of which was shot for Todd Phillips' documentary Hated, G.G. Allin and the Murder Junkies. The film contained graphic scenes from a performance Allin gave at the Rock Club Space at Chase in Manhattan's East Village. A heavily intoxicated Allin stripped naked, defecated on the floor, wiped his feces on himself, and threw feces into the audience. He also threw... Oh my God, he's so gross. He also threw beer bottles, breaking a woman's nose, and assaulted several other people in the crowd. Clips were included from other Allin appearances, as well as interviews with Allin, his band, and their fans. The film was released in 1994 and later followed on DVD in 1997. He really liked poop. He really likes to poop. He likes to poop. He likes to wipe the poop on himself and throw poop at people. That's what he likes to do. He's not the best dude. I would never go to a show. I would never even be in the same room with him. I'm not a fan. In 1991, Gigi recorded an album entitled Murder Junkies, released by New Rose Records, featuring Anti-Scene as his backing band. The album contained 10 musical tracks and 10 spoken word pieces. Other than Freaks, Faggots, Junks, and Junkies, Allin considered his album to be that which most accurately captured his persona and stated philosophy on life. It was also during this period that Allin recorded the album War in My Head, I'm Your Enemy, released on Awareness Records and featured the band Shrink Rap. This particular album consists of one 45-minute track that is a collage of spoken word pieces, mainly from the same recordings as Murder Junkies, which Shrink Rap put to music. Allin's growing notoriety led to appearances on various television shows, Geraldo, The Jerry Springer Show, and The Jane Whitney Show. At the time of his death, Allin was making plans for a spoken word album. He also mentioned a somewhat unlikely European tour, enthusiastically talking about it in the hours before his death. So we got a little bit more to cover. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. If you got questions or comments, let me know. I'd love to help you out with those. I'm reading the comments on my screen over here. Also got the Instagram live. It looks like we had a couple viewers. I don't know if they're still there or not. All right. Personal life of Gigi Allin. I mean, we're almost through this. All right. Gigi Allin married Sandra Farrow on October 6, 1978. They divorced in 1985. In the mid-1980s, Allin became involved with a teenage girl from Garland, Texas, named Tracy Denault. She became pregnant, and their daughter, Nico Ann Denault, was born March 13, 1986. Nico chose to distance herself from her family. Allin and Tracy Denault never married. At the time of his death, Gigi Allin's girlfriend was Liz Minkowski. Minkowski was 17, and when they met, they appeared together alongside Minkowski's sister and father on the Jerry Springer Show. Wow, I wonder what her dad thought of that. They also appeared together on the Jane Whitney Show in 1993 with another Allin fan called Wendy. Gigi Allin's older brother Merle Allin served as a bassist for his last band. Let's see, people still hanging out. Cool. I'm finishing up work, and this is the most unique end to a Monday I can remember. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm gonna do this every week. So if you want to hang out, I'll do this weekly. I'm glad. Hopefully you're laughing. He's a pretty interesting dude. I'm trying to do a different story every week. Allin beliefs. Allin was a self-identified extreme individualist, misanthrope, and an anti-authoritarian, promoting lawlessness and violence against police officers in many of his lyrics. His essay, The Gigi Allin Manifesto, was intended to summarize his personal philosophy. He revealed in Geraldo that he believed his body to be a temple of rock and roll, and that his flesh, blood, and bodily fluids were a communion to the people. Another reason given for his onstage antics by Dino, the drummer of his band, was that he wanted to draw a parallel between his actions and societies and a society that's going crazy with violence. He also has said that if he was not a performer, he would probably be a serial killer or a mass murderer. Classy. Regarding Allin's views on death, he believed in some form of an afterlife. He planned to kill himself on stage on Halloween many times. We already talked that, but was stopped due to prison sentences. He explained his views on death on the film. Okay, his views on death are: it's like I got this wild soul that just wants to get out of this life. It's too confined in this life. I think that to take yourself out at your peak, if you could die at your peak, your strongest point, then your soul would be that much stronger in the next existence. And finally, his death, how he died. Gigi Allin's last show was on June 27th, 1993 at a small club called The Gas Station, a punk venue located inside a former gas station at the 194 East 2nd Street in Manhattan. The show ended after 3 or 4 songs when a melee broke out. Allin ended up outside, leading a group of fans through the neighborhood. Awesome, man. Laughing but can't stop listening. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're liking this. After walking the streets for almost an hour, Allin eventually went to his friend Johnny Puke's. Johnny Puke! Johnny Puke. Allin eventually went to his friend Johnny Puke's apartment. That's a hell of a name. There, he and others continued to party and use drugs. Sometime during the evening, Allin ingested large amounts of heroin, on which he accidentally overdosed and slipped into an unconscious state. Sometime in the early morning of June 28th, Allin died from the effects of his heroin overdose. Later that morning, someone noticed that Allin still lay motionless in the same place where they had left him and called for an ambulance. Allin was pronounced dead at the scene. He was 2 months short of his 37th birthday. Johnny Puke, what a name. Yeah. G.G. Allin's funeral. Allin's funeral took place on July 3rd, 1993. Oh, it was like a week or two later. I bet he didn't smell very good. Allin's funeral took place on July 3rd, 1993 in his native New Hampshire at the St. Rose Cemetery, Littleton. At his funeral, Allin's bloated, unpreserved corpse was dressed in his black leather jacket and trademark jockstrap. Oh my god. Allin was buried with a bottle of Jim Beam beside him in his casket, as requested openly stated in his self-penned acoustic country ballad, When I Die. Oh my god. Allin's funeral became a low-level party. Friends posed with the corpse, placing drugs and whiskey into his mouth. Jesus Christ. As the funeral ended, his brother put a pair of headphones on Allin. The headphones were plugged into a portable cassette player in which was loaded a copy of the Suicide Sessions. Legacy. Video footage of the soundcheck concert and aftermath from Allin's final concert on the day of his death was appended to the 1997 DVD release of Hated. G.G. Allin's grave was frequently vandalized with urine, feces, cigarette butts, and alcohol by fans. Oh my god. You can't get away from poop, dude. They're just like everybody, like even in death, people poop on his grave. An act that was greatly discouraged by Gigi's mother, Arietta. His tombstone has since been removed because of this. Oh my god. Hank William III's 2008 album Damn Right Rebel Proud features the song PFF, which features the line, "The song is written dedicated for G.G. Allin," spoken at the beginning. On December 13th, Showtime premiere the 2017 documentary G.G. Allin, All in the Family, which documented Allin's life, career, and death, and how his brother and mother were coping with his death 20 years later. Okay. Man. And now to cap this episode, to keep it and I'm going to leave you with the G.G. Allin Manifesto. Not leave you. I'm going to be on for a second. We still got some time. I got a short essay by G.G. Allin called the G.G. Allin Manifesto. He wrote this in prison. If you believe in the real underground of rock and roll, then now is the time to do something about it. The time is now to overthrow the current situations and declare war on the record companies, radio stations, publications, clubs, and anyone who promotes the whole so-called scene as it now stands. We need to destroy it all and take it back from the corporate phonies and conformists. But action must be taken now and blood must be spilled. First, let me tell you who I am. I was born Jesus Christ Allin in 1956 in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Jesus Christ they preach about in the Bible is a phony imposter. Just a crutch for the cripples to lean on. Fuck that weak shit. I am the man to deal with. I created myself inside the womb from the fires of hell. There are no separations between Jesus Christ, God, and the devil, because I am all of them. Thinks pretty high of himself. I am here to take rock and roll back and prove to the world that I am the real king through the powers I have acquired. When I was born in 1956, rock and roll first started taking off. Why do you think that was? Because I created it. I created Elvis. I made it all happen. He created Elvis, guys. He created Elvis. Even before I was born, I was plotting. But through the years, everyone has let it all go. That's why I'm ready to take it all back. Nobody has held on. Nobody has had the endurance to finish what they were set out to fucking do. They all let me down, or I took their lives for a purpose. I was the one who was throwing all the monkey wrenches into the gears, but money and commercialism made them all sell out. Even Iggy let me down. The Sex Pistols let me down. Sid let me down when he fell in love. That's why they are all dead. Not very nice. And now we have the Ramones praising bands like Guns N' Roses, which runs against everything they were set out to destroy. But now it's 1991, and this is the decade for the final bloody mutilation. Time to get rock and roll out of the hands of the masses and back to the people who will not accept comfort or conformity at any cost. Then I will commit suicide on stage, and the blood of rock and roll will become the poison of the universe forever. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Take a look around and see what's happening. Spineless recording companies kissing the mainstream's ass, being pressured by the money media and the politicians. So-called cutting-edge radio stations as fucking lame as the stations they oppose. Censorship publications kissing the monkey suits' asses, who in turn are kissing someone else's ass. Even so-called underground publications have no fucking desire to get blood on their hands. They are too busy crying about how we can make the world a more wonderful place and how politically correct they can be. Talk is fucking cheap. It's time to fight. It's time for revenge. We need to overthrow rock and roll as it now stands. We must bring down record companies by not buying their products. A boycott. If you have to have a record, steal it. That way they won't get your money. We've got to stop feeding them. Right on, Remy. Dude, I'll talk to you soon, man. Cheers. Your support must now go to me, G.G. Allin, the commanding leader and terrorist of rock and roll. Why do you think I am in prison right now? Because they know who I am and they fear my reality. Our society wants to stop my mission. They want to brainwash you and keep you locked into MTV and their stagnating safe worlds. It's a plot to kill rock and roll. I am the savior. That's why I'm considered a threat to society. This is what you should do. Go to your record store and buy all the G.G. Allin recordings. Jesus. Well, I mean, at least he's got some marketing background. I mean, through all this stuff, he's pretty good marketing. He's marketing to his fans pretty well. Buy all the G.G. Allin recordings you can find. If they don't have any in stock, tell them to order some. If they refuse, then do what you have to do. Call radio stations and demand G.G. Dude, this guy is so full of himself. Call radio stations and demand G.G. Allin. Spray paint G.G. Allin everywhere. Make them aware that the disease and the scumfuck tradition is still spreading. Write G.G. Allin on all of your dollar bills, any bills you have. People do not throw money away, so it would be a free way to get the message out. You must do it every day of your life. You must live for the rock and roll underground. It can be dark and dangerous again. It can be threatening to our society as it was meant to be. It must be uncompromising. With me as your leader, it will happen. I'm ready to lead you, my allies, into the real rock and roll underground. Let's get started. Oh my God, this guy is just... Hi, Bunny Mama, how you doing? I don't know when you joined. How you doing? We're reading about G.G. Allin. That Bunny Mama's on Instagram. Remy from Tune Tracks, appreciate you, man. I hope I get to talk to you soon. Yeah, so that's the story of G.G. Allin, guys. He not necessarily the best dude you've ever seen in your life. By the way, we do this. I'm going to be doing this every week. Every Monday, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, I'll be doing this, and I'll have a new topic, a new rock and roll story for you every Monday, 5:30 p.m. I'm going to try to do it live as much as possible. If I can't do it live, then I'll do a pre-recorded and make it a premiere, and that way I can comment with you guys as you're watching it, and add tidbits of information. I'm going to type in the chat a place to look at my band's music real quick. I'd appreciate you guys if you want to do that. I'm sending you a link. Oh, Mike. Okay. That link is basically a link to all my MP3s. You can download the MP3s for free. It's basically name your own price, $0 up to whatever you want to pay. I'd rather you have my music than have to pay for it. It's more important to me that you get to listen to my stuff. Next week, I got a list. I got a list of possible topics. I haven't picked one yet. Let's see here. If anybody wants to comment, let me know. We can talk about... What do I want to talk about? I want something funny. Let's talk about... I'll give you two choices. I'll give you two choices, and somebody in the chat told me. How about either the Beatles' "Paul is Dead" conspiracy or Motley Crue the band? Let's do Motley Crue. Unless somebody wants to chat and tell me what they want, I'm gonna give you two choices: Motley Crue or the Beatles' "Paul is Dead." Which one sounds more interesting to you? I don't know if anybody's answering or not. Let's do Motley Crue. I want to hear about the partying stage antics of Motley Crue. I think that'll be fun. We'll do that one. If you're watching this right now, please, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. Maybe put a comment down below. Hit the subscribe notification bell. If you're watching on Facebook, please like and comment the video. If you could like and follow the band page. Twitch, please follow us, like the stream. I'm going to be doing this again every Monday, 5:30 p.m. Central. Please follow me wherever you are. Shows this week. We're playing tomorrow night, Tuesday, at Blind Pig Pub, 9 p.m. My band Oreja. Thursday, we're going to be at Bungalow on Rainy Street, Austin, Texas, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Friday night, we're at Rustic Tap, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Saturday, we are at Idle Hands on Rainy Street, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Sunday, we're back at Idle Hands on Rainy Street, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So there's plenty of times if you're in the Austin, Texas area to come see a show. We'd love to have you. Just that's all I got for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please, whatever device you're on, like and share Instagram. Please follow me. Like and comment. Like and comment wherever you're at. Subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell. We're doing this every week, Monday through Friday. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. I hope you have a great week coming up. Again, next Monday, we're doing Motley Crue, 5:30 p.m. Central. And mostly the party stuff, the fun party stuff. We're talking about the Sunset Strip, all that crazy shit. All right, guys. Bye. I hope you have a great night.